Good morning to you, and it's a lovely day after hail and rain and heaven knows what. And I'm down doing some allotment work. We're going to be doing some work on the food bank plot, and my fingers are crossed. We're expecting some volunteers today, so let's see if that's happening. And also loads of work on our own plot because we're a bit behind, partly because of the weather and partly because lots of commitments this month. But I shall take you with me and you can come and have a look and see what's going on. Our 3 volunteers have been down and they have worked like a trooper. And we've got 4 wigwams of runner beans, 2 wigwams here put up ready for some cucumbers. They've actually cleaned the plot of all the rubbish. The little bit of chard that I planted the other day is now coming up, and the onions are coming up, and we're going to do some more planting down there. And over this side, so all the path has been neatened and tidied. Weeds have been weeded. Oh gosh, they have done such a fantastic job. The bench from my plot we brought over here so that there's a workstation. And we've got the courgettes in, we've got pumpkins in, and the potatoes are coming up now. And I'm just going to show you the plot from back here. It looks so different from this morning or just a few hours ago before the volunteers came down. So a fantastic huge shout out for Sue, Joy and Linda, who have transformed the food bank plot. We will definitely be giving the food bank lots of crops. Still more to put in. Carrots, spring onions, beetroot, cucumbers, lettuces. So still more to do, but they've said that they've really enjoyed it and I've really enjoyed having them. The little flower bed that we've started with the sunflowers, some nasturtiums and some borage, and that will all fatten out and will look very beautiful and attract lots of little flying critters and bees and pollinators of all sorts, and it will look very pretty. These are the courgettes you saw me sow before. I just did a whole tray and put a load of courgettes in there because it takes up less space, and also not all of them germinate. So see here, there's a whole patch around here that haven't germinated. So for me this is a good way of starting courgettes if you're doing quite a few. And I've done a whole tray, not because I actually want all of these courgettes, but we're going to be selling some of these to raise money for the food bank seeds, and also some of these will be going on the plot that we've got now for the food bank. So I'll just show you how I pot these up. I just use any pots that I can recycle from garden centres or anyone that's that leaves them out. Fill the compost up and then make a nice large hole like that, And then get one of these courgettes and pop them up out like that, and they'll lift up, and you can see what a beautiful plant it is. Wonderful roots. These seed trays are great. They're from Container Wise, and they're reusable for years and years. So just pop that into the hole, move it over, and then that's it. So it's a really easy way of growing courgettes, pumpkins, and over here you'll see I've got a tray of cucumbers that I will pot up in exactly the same way as I have done these courgettes. So this is another way of potting up your pumpkins, courgettes, cucumbers, anything like that, for safe space saving. The peas are now romping away, and they've gone through all of the frosts that we've had just recently, and they're really going for it. So keeping them moist and watering them is really important at this stage. And I'll show you the strawberry bed, which is over here, where we have had some frost only the other night. And see that little black eye? That means the frost has got it, and that won't produce any fruit. So later on I'll come on this bed and take out all the flowers that have got this black centre, because that's no use to you at all. It's been frost damaged. On the mange too, which are over here, again, these are romping away now like mad. We're going to have some warm weather, so they will really take off. The radishes, we've been picking radishes. They're looking fantastic under here. I don't know if you can see them. They're really big. So we've been using them for roasting and pickling. Absolutely delicious. The spinach here is going to seed. I was hoping to get a pick from it, but I probably won't, so I may well clear this so that I can actually plant some vegetables here. But everything is looking good. Garlic is good. We've taken out the last of the cabbages, and one of my jobs today is to take all of this netting down, ready for sowing and planting in, and sowing some more carrots. The lettuce and spinach I planted, about a month or so ago, are now ready for their first picking, and I shall be doing that in a day or so. But today I've got some big chores to do, but they're looking really nice and healthy, and I'm going to give them a water because it's been so dry over here. The difference between the soil on the food bank plot and our own plot, which has been no dig for a number of years now, is enormous. This is kind of moist. I know I've just watered it, but it holds the moisture in, and it's friable, it's loose, it gives really good crops. You can see here where we've planted the peas and onions and beetroots and fennel. All the crops are looking really healthy and well. I have no idea what it's going to be like to grow on the other plot that hasn't been, it certainly doesn't look like it's been fed very much. And given that I'm trying to do it as a minimal management plot, I'm not going to have time or the energy to do as much feeding of the soil as I have here. Having said that, I will want the crops to grow well, so certainly maybe using more liquid feeds than bringing in compost. And it's only going to be for this season. If I thought that I was having the plot or keeping the plot for a few seasons, I might do that, but as it's only for this season, I don't think I'm prepared to put that much energy into it, given that I've got 3 half plots of my own. But we will still grow loads of food, so no fear there. I think the point that I'm trying to make is that the plot, the food bank plot, is just over the other side from this plot, and the point I'm making is the difference it can make managing and feeding your soil to a plot that hasn't been fed and looked after particularly well. It does pay off. It is hard work at the beginning, but once you've got on top of it, the maintenance is quite simple. And I was quite stunned actually at the difference in the soil condition from my plot and the food bank plot, given that it's next door. Gosh, I'm going to have a task on my hands. I'm a little behind with some of the chores and planting and sowing on my plot, as I've been busy with some structural work and the wonderful new greenhouse. So I'm catching up now. I did put some carrots in a few weeks ago, and look at that. I am so chuffed. The carrots have germinated. Carrots are notoriously difficult to germinate, but there they are. So I shall net this with some enviromesh in the next day or so, as we don't want the carrot fly to be enjoying them as much as we do. But I have put in a 3rd row of carrots there, and I put these planks over them to keep the moisture in. So I've got 3 rows of carrots in here. Hopefully that 3rd row will come up. And now I'm putting in some parsnips. I normally have them in before now, but as I said, I've been really busy, so they're going to go in here. And you can see the soil is as dry as a bone. I've been dumping some compost over here just to cover that patch that hasn't got anything in it yet. What a beautiful foxglove. I don't want to dig it up, so I'm leaving it for as long as I possibly can, and to see whether I can actually, whenever I decide what's going in here, plant around it, because I absolutely adore foxgloves. But anyway, I diverse. So I'm composting that area for whatever crop's going to go in, and I've watered this section here because I've got some onion bulbs, some sets that I want to put in down here, which I'm going to do a little later on. But now I'm back to the parsnips. I'm going to water. I've got 2 watering cans here. I'm going to put 2 watering cans along here where I'm intending to plant, and just let that soak in before I actually sow my parsnips. And I just want to show you my parsnips. Sorry about that. Whoop. And then I dropped them. So in here are my parsnip seeds, and you can see they're just hanging. In here are my parsnip seeds, and you can see that they have chitted, so they will be going into the trough, into this patch here once I've done it. And I'm not going to do a small single row. I am going to use my hoe, wherever it may be. Ho ho ho, where are you? Okay, you're over here. And I'm going to do a drill that's the width of my hoe, and then sprinkle the seeds in sparingly so that it will avoid me having to thin out, and also give the seeds plenty of space. But I will show you that in 2 seconds once I've watered all of this and hoed the area.
done a drill now that's about the width. I don't know that you can actually see it because everything is so wet, but I've done a drill along here, and I'm going to just sow those chitted parsnip seeds into them and then cover them up. So these are the chitted parsnip seeds, and I don't know how successfully I can do this with one hand to show you, but really it's just to sow them across the drill like that, and then hopefully I won't have to thin them out. So I shall do that all the way down this drill. Sorry, I can't do it with one hand and film at the same time. So here they are, sown in the trough. And it's really a little bit like thinning them out before they actually come up. And some will continue and grow, and I'm sure that some won't, but at least they won't be too crowded, and I know that the seed is viable, which parsnips are notorious for slow germination and sometimes no germination. So I shall cover these up now, give them another good water, and I think I've got enough seed left over for at least another half row.
So, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, happy gardening. Bye.